Right, okay, so name, Black and Blue. Did you see it? I did. One sentence summary. A rookie cop, Naomi Harris, goes on the run when she sees a corrupt cop, Frank Grillo, doing crimes. Could you beat the villain? So Frank Grillo, I think that's how you pronounce his name, plays Terry Malone, who's like the head of the corrupt cops. Um, and in a one-on-one Dick Cheney street fight, don't know, might be a bit tough to beat him, but if I use my smarts, I could win. So number one, he wears a bulletproof vest a lot of the time, so shoot him in the face. That'd probably work. Or rat him out to the authorities. That'd probably work as well. How do you improve the film? Naomi Harris, introduction to her character. She's running. It's a cliche thing that you see all the time. It means that the character's healthy and fit, and also it gives a bit of a nice introduction to where they are. Anyway, some racist policemen, they stop her and they're like, "Hey, why are you running through my neighborhood?" She's like, "Oh, this is my neighborhood. Also, I'm a cop." And they're all like, "Oh, sorry." But how did they know that she was a black lady running through the nice neighborhood when they saw her from behind and she had her hood up? So it could have been anyone. Bit odd. Also, later in that scene, she turns up at the graveyard to pay her respects to her mum, and she pulls out some flowers, but I'm not sure where she was keeping those flowers. Maybe it was in a pocket, but I don't know. Anyways, so Naomi Harris doesn't have her phone on her because A, it ran out of battery, and B, she left it in her Officer Brown's car. More on Officer Brown later. And I don't think that they needed to do both. She could have either left it in Officer Brown's car, or because she was shot and she fell like one story onto a hard surface, could have been in her pocket and it got smashed up. Either way, she can't call for help. But in the film, she borrows a phone from Tyrese, who did some good acting. More on Tyrese later as well. Anyway, didn't know he could do acting. I've only ever seen him in Fast and Furious films. So there we go. So she borrows Tyrese's phone and she calls her partner, Jennings. And she's like, "Oh man, Frank Grillo just tried to kill me because I saw him doing crimes." And Jennings is all like, "Hey, don't worry, I'll come and pick you up and we'll sort this out." And then they do the whole, "Wait, how did you know who was involved? Because I didn't tell you their names." And it's, "Oh no, Jennings is involved." Um, so she's a police officer, but obviously not a detective. A dude is doing crimes, and he's requested that your partner goes, with him to do crimes potentially. And then you call the partner, and you're surprised that he's involved in the crimes. Silly. There's that issue with the phone. There also is, I don't know why she didn't just call the FBI or Internal Affairs or whatever it is. Just be like, "Hey, look, these dudes are corrupt policemen. They're trying to kill me. Send help." And then they would have sent help. So there you go. Her arms, she had a body cam like here or here, like on her chest. Um, and then she had her arms out like that. So her arms would have been in the way of most of what she was filming. But when you see the footage, her arms are not in the way. So that's good. Also, that footage starts directly before she sees the shooting, the corrupt policeman shooting the dude. Not when she turned the camera on later in that scene. Or earlier in that scene, even. So there you go. There's a dude who looks like a computery Malcolm X. Anyway, he's all like, "Oh man, I can't decrypt these files." So Mike Coulter, aka Luke Cage, aka Darius in this film, he's like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to kill Naomi Harris then." And then the Malcolm X looking dude is all like, "Oh, actually, I've decrypted him." So why wasn't he trying to decrypt him before? Like, it didn't take him any time, but it probably took longer me explaining it than actually happened in the film. Oh, nobody answers police calls to that place unless it's another blue, referring to the police, in trouble. And then later in the film, Naomi Harris goes there, but who called the police to like say there's a police lady in trouble? in my hood, because a lot of the people who were there seemed to be wanting to collect the bounty that was on her head. Strange. Um, Twice in this film, a grown-ass man rides a BMX and it's supposed to be intimidating, but to me, it just looks like he needs a bigger bike. Frank Grillo, aka Crossbones, aka Terry Malone, gets into a fist fight with Mike Coulter, aka Luke Cage, aka Darius something in the film. And like the size difference between them, I'm very surprised that Frank Grillo has managed to overpower Luke Cage, aka Mike Coulter, the actor. Because Mike Coulter's like a big old dude. So it would have made more sense to me if Frank, I don't know, fired his pistol near Mike's head and he was like, oh no, loud noise. And then he was like, pa and shot him or something along those lines. Because, you know, it's just not going to work if he's using brute strength. It's very odd. What happened to the SWAT team that had cordoned off the whole area when Naomie Harris and Frank Grillo were fighting in the car park? A classic good old car park fight. Because they all seemed to be on a smoke break for, 5-10 minutes or something. Then they showed up. How strange. So the area's all cordoned off. Picture the scene. And they're all looking for a lady police officer, Naomie Harris. And Tyrese is all like, I'll tell you what, if I wear your bulletproof vest and disguise myself as a police officer, I'll be able to escape this area and, get the evidence out there. And there's a bit where he's walking through the cordon and Jennings, you remember Jennings, he sees Tyrese and he's all like, he lets him go. But they wouldn't have had the risk of that going south if he'd just taken off the Velcro vest that was stuck on the bulletproof vest. That's all I'm saying. End of the film. Tyrese and Naomie Harris are at the graveyard again. It's a touching moment. But I don't think that would have happened because Tyrese is definitely going to jail. So, impersonates a police officer. Probably get away with that. Trespassing on the police station. Was it, breaking in? Technically not, I don't think so. But anyway, get away with that, I suppose. Desperate times. Smacking a police officer in the back of the head with a pistol. Assault. Probably not going to get away with that. Even if the dude was a corrupt policeman. Probably still going to jail for that, I think. So Tyrese is doing his computing. And the corrupt policeman, who was like a racist, bad person earlier in the film, and he met Tyrese, he comes into the room. Tyrese is all like, mm. The guy walks out. Then he literally like runs, sprints back into the room. He's like, wait a minute. So that was very odd. Tone it down. Frank, he left his car window open in the rain. He's got one of those classic police Ford Mustang things that make him look like a real cool guy. So he leaves the window down in the rain. It's going to ruin your seats. He leaves his car unlocked later in the film as well. It's like he wanted it to get stolen. Naomie Harris superglues her bullet greys back together. And she does it really easily. Like, I know Vietnam, they used to use super glue for that sort of stuff. But like, she just presses the wound back together and it stays there. She didn't even put a bandage on it. Ah, bloody hell. Alright, so Frank tells Mike Coulter that Naomie killed his nephew. And then Mike tells his gang, oh man, this is the lady that killed whatever the dude's name was, my nephew. So there's a bounty on her head. And Tyrese's nephew sees that and he brings an unloaded gun into Tyrese's apartment and he points it at her and he like cocks it or whatever it is and makes it go click. But like, he, in his head, she has already shot a couple of dudes today. What was he going to do if like she fought back? Because his gun was unloaded. Stupid kid. I can see why this might be the case, but I don't think this film was supported by the New Orleans Police Department because no one introduced himself as New Orleans PD or anything along those lines. It was always just police. And I think like New Orleans was only like named once in the film, so there you go. Naomi Harris is 43. I looked it up, and Nafessa Williams, so I think that might be how you pronounce it, is 29. They were both playing characters who were 17 at the same time. Bit strange. None of the SWAT dudes seemed to care that Officer Brown went missing or hear that he got shot. And, you know, they were on an operation. You'd think they would be on high alert. So he's all there. He's in the hood. He's nervous. He's in his car. And then she kind of sneaks up behind him on the driver's side window. And he didn't need that. That could have gone badly. Also, why was Jennings, why was he complaining that she was interrupting date night when it was very clearly the next day? Alright, you've had your time, mate. Rating out of 5 beers, I give this a 2. It was tense. There was a lady coming out of the cinema who said she was exhausted from all the tension, and she'd just been sitting down for 2 hours, so that was intense. I also liked it when Naomi Harris ran into a air conditioning unit when she was doing some escaping, and it just reminded me of the Stormtrooper in A New Hope. So yeah.